Hello everybody, welcome along to today's lesson. And today we're going to do a little spelling checker game. So you're going to be able to put in your own spellings and then use them to test your skills with spellings, and you'll be able to change it so you can keep updating your spellings list and learn new words. Okay, so first thing that I'm going to use there, we're going to use the text-to-speech. We've used it before. I've already loaded it, but if you need to load it, you just go to this bottom left-hand corner where you've got the Add Extension button, and you click on text to speech, and it'll add these blocks in. So we're going to need that, so I'm going to load that first. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a list, because I need to have a list of spellings that we're going to check. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to write the spellings into a list in Scratch. So I'm going to make a list here. So in variables I've got make a list. So I'm going to make a list. I'm going to call this list spellings. Okay, and you can see the list comes up here on my Scratch, and I can have whatever length I like. I'm going to set it to 5, but you could have it as 10 or 15 or however many spellings you wanted to try and learn in one go. Now you can literally just type in here the list of spellings that you want to have, but what I'm going to do is I've already prepared some, so just for a bit of speed I'm going to copy and paste them across. I'm using that keyboard shortcut Control and C to copy, Control and V to paste. So we've got achieve, definite, interfere, relevant, develop, and these are all words off a spelling list that you should be learning in year 5. So, right, so there's my list of spellings. I'm going to leave it there for now, but obviously for the main game I'm going to have to hide it. So we've got to remember to hide that list before we finish this game. Right, now I'm going to start building the algorithm on Scratch. So I'm going to go to Scratch here, and we're going to ask him when we start. So when we click the green flag, we want to say how do you spell? And then obviously I can't write the word, which is why I've got the text-to-speech block. So I'm going to get to speak. So how do you spell? And then I want to drop in the first word there. So what I need to do now is go back to my list, and let's say there's a block here that I need. That's item 1 of spellings. Spellings is the name of my list, remember. So if I just test this now, I can click go. It says, how do you spell?
Achieve.
Achieve, and then it says the word. Okay, and then I want to be able to answer that. So I'm going to ask the question. So I'm going to write the word. Okay. So how do you spell?
Achieve.
Achieve. And then I can type it in. Oh, no. Press enter. And nothing happens. Actually, whether I got it right or wrong, nothing would happen. So I could spell it completely wrong.
Achieve.
And nothing would happen. So I need to put the next bit of my program in. And that's in control. And then if, then else. So if they get it right, do this. Anything else, if they get it wrong, do something else. So if I need to check if they've got it right. So I'm going to check. I'm going to say if the answer, so if I've asked the question in blue, so I'm going to get the answer. So if the answer, whatever they typed in, is the same as, so is it equal to, equal means it's the same, and then I'm going to use this block here again, item 1 of spellings. So if that answer is the same, we're going to pretty simply say well done. Okay, if they get it wrong, so they misspell it, we're going to say something like, not hello, no, we're going to say you need to learn this spelling, and then we'll show them the word again. So we'll say, I'm going to get this block again, the spelling for 2 seconds, so it shows them the spelling they just got wrong. So if I type in the word, I'm going to get it right the first time, or it's going to try to. It says well done, perfect. Okay, and let's run it again. How do I spell achieve?
Achieve.
Let's spell it wrong. You need to learn this spelling, and then it's going to show you the spelling. Brilliant. But this only tests me on the first spelling I've got. So what I want to do is have it so it loops this bit of code, but it does it for the second spelling and the third spelling, and however many spellings you've added to your list. You could duplicate the code and add it on underneath and have a really long bit of code that just went through all the numbers. But we can be smarter than that. We can be more efficient than that by using a variable. Now remember, a variable is a value, in this case a number, that's going to change during our program. So I'm going to make a variable called word, because it's going to keep track of the words that we've done, or the words in our list. So our spellings list starts at number 1. So at the start of my program, I want to set my word number to number 1. Okay, and then the first thing I want it to say is the first spelling is the number 1 spelling. So at the moment, word is worth 1, so I put item word in the list of spellings, so that's 1 in the list of spellings. I'm going to do the same here, and I'm going to do the same here. Okay, so all of these are now going to look at the variable to see which spelling it needs to read out or write out. So at the moment, it's set to 1, and if we go through, it should do achieve still.
Achieve.
Okay. And it says you need to learn this spelling, achieve. Right. Now I want to be able to change that variable to 2 because it's been 1 all the way through and then it's stopped. So I'm going to, at the very bottom of my code, say change word by 1. So it should then change it from 1 to 2. I also need to loop it back around. So let's get a forever loop for now. But actually, do you know what? I think we can be better than that. I think we can put a repeat loop in, actually. Now, I don't want it to repeat 10 times. I want it to repeat however long the list is. And if I go to my variables, there is a block that says where is it? Length of spellings. And we can pop that in there. So it should do it 5 times. There are 5 things in my list, so it should repeat this 5 times, and therefore we should hear all the words. Let's have a go and find out.
Achieve.
Okay, so achieve. That's number 1. So now the variable's changed to 2. It's going to say, right, now it didn't say the word. Why didn't it say the word? That's a bit confusing because it should have done this bit of code here, which said item word, which is 2, so item 2 of the list spellings, which is there.
Achieve.
Definitely did achieve. I'm going to get it wrong this time, see if it's different. How very strange. What's occurring here? What happens if I put number 2 as the first spelling? It can't say definite.
Definite.
Ooh. And why did you work that time? I don't know. Okay, let's keep going. I didn't change anything. It seems to be struggling with my words. What happens now if I go back to the first one? Seems to be having a bit of a bug in our code.
Achieve.
So it can say achieve, yeah, fine. And then when we go to definite, it said it last time, what did it say this time?
Definite.
Okay, so I wonder whether it's just loading these in and it's a bit slower than I'd like it to be. Let's spell it wrong. Will it say interfere? How strange. Right, okay. So I think it's having trouble loading them in from the internet. Okay, so let's test this now. So how do you spell achieve? Right. Achieve. Okay, well done. Next one.
Definite.
Okay, definite. So let's try and get this one wrong, shall we? We'll put it a bit wrong, but close. Okay, it still recognises it's wrong. Cool. That works.
Interfere.
Interfere.
Relevant.
Okay.
Develop.
And develop. Okay, right. So can take a little bit of a while for your text-to-speech to figure it out. But when it does get there, it does do a good job. So that's the code. That's how it works. You might have to do a bit of playing around with your text-to-speech. There's one more thing I said I needed to do, which I need to hide the list. And there's a block here. Hide the list. Double click on that, and it's gone. Okay, cool. That's your code. Have a go. If you get a bit stuck with the text-to-speech, don't worry. Try and do individual blocks. Try and get it to say it on its own, and then go back to it. It seems to work okay after that. Best of luck, guys. I hope you're safe. And if you would like to submit a picture of your code or your code, you can do in the hand point in the task below down there somewhere. And I will see you all again soon. Thanks, guys.